Good morning, I'm Caroline Mueller. We are inching up on that 6:30 mark and today's date is February 19th. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Now Megan, that snow is coming down. I think all our cars out in the parking lot are already completely covered. What's it going to look like going forward?
Well, we'll continue to see those snow chances in the forecast for the next couple of hours, but it will give us a slight little break as we're heading into the afternoon and evening. But more snow will be on the way overnight and into Thursday. Here's a live look at satellite and radar. As you can see, the heaviest of the snow is as you're traveling more towards that Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky border, seeing Campbell and Claiborne as well as Lee counties and Harlan counties having the most amount of heavy snowfall at this moment. Again, we'll continue to see that track through, but we do have snow in the forecast almost all day long. Here's a look at those current temperatures because it is chilly outside. We're looking in the teens and 20s with high temperatures getting into the 20s and low 30s. Now for the next 12 hours, we will see those temperatures warm up into the highs for today, hitting the high temperature around that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour. Caroline.
Megan, thank you. In Hazard, one family is gutting their home of more than 20 years, forced to start over following flooding, but as I show you, they're not doing it alone. For Jamma Griffey, this house was more than just a home. It was where she and her family built decades of memories. But after 5 feet of water rushed inside, everything changed.
That's probably the hardest, outside of just the fact that everything's gone. I mean, cabinets, all the furniture, everything was just submerged.
Griffey and her husband live in the upstairs part of the home, while her 77-year-old mother with Alzheimer's lives on the lower level. She says in 20 years, floodwaters never touched the house, so when rain started falling, they did not prepare for what was coming.
So we didn't do the extensive prep. We were able to keep a few keepsakes and some photographs and things out, but some of the memorable things, like some of her Bibles and things like that, were obviously destroyed.
Now they're tearing everything out.
When you start thinking about days ahead, you start thinking about once we start rebuilding, we have to have stoves, refrigerator. I mean, it's just like a continued list.
With her mother displaced and unable to return home, Griffey and her family are left to pick up the pieces. But they are not alone. Volunteers from near and far stepped in to help.
We're just going up and down Main Street and downtown. We're going to help out wherever's needed. I mean, we're going to bring water to whoever needs it. Anything we can do, really. These is like our community. So, I mean, this is where we're from, and down here, everybody helps out everybody.
From tearing out drywall to carrying in food, Griffey says the community response has been overwhelming.
I think that you can prepare all day long, all that you want to for any kind of natural disaster, whether it be flooding, tornadoes, whatever, but the emotional aspect of it, even just the community coming together, is so emotional.
She says now they worry about how the winter weather will impact the rebuilding process. Griffey and her sister say one of the hardest things is having to remind their mother on a daily basis of the loss they are facing due to her illness. Folks in Knott County are trying to repair following the devastation. Shelley Ratliff with the home health agency Comfort Hills says they are still feeling lingering effects from the flood in 2022. The company cares for folks throughout the area with disabilities, ensuring they have their medication, groceries, or anything else they need. But flooding made it difficult to reach clients, and incoming winter weather is raising even more concerns.
We're trying to get all their stuff together and make sure they have all their medications and their groceries in, and that we have workers that can stay there until till the mess is over, till the snow goes away, because you have to have somebody with them at all times.
With roughly 265 people still without power and 500 without water, emergency management officials in the county are concerned with snow in the forecast, making their task of scraping and clearing off roads more difficult. Many folks are working to restore the Kermit community in Mingo County, West Virginia, after floodwaters wreaked havoc there. The old Kermit Gym is opening its doors to serve people from across Mingo County, even into Wayne County. Kermit Mayor Charles Sparks says the road to normalcy is long. Those in Kermit say there is no better team than their community to help make sure everyone is taken care of during a winter storm. Governor Andy Beshear hosted a Team Kentucky update for the third day in a row. During his briefing yesterday morning, the governor says 14 people have now died from this past weekend's severe weather. The death toll remains at 5 for folks who have died out of eastern Kentucky. Governor Beshear says nearly 300 people were forced to evacuate from their apartment complexes in Martin County. During his briefing, Governor Beshear announced several places were being used as emergency shelters. In Knox County, you can go to the First Baptist Church in Barberville. New Life Church is available for those in Pulaski County in the Ferguson area, and folks in Lawrence County can go to the Community Center in Louisa. We have a full list of places in our area that have opened up as shelters at WYMT.com. Congressman Hal Rogers spoke with WYMT about the recent flood. He says he asked FEMA and the White House to be quick in their response. He says he sent the president a letter asking for speedy relief and asking for assistance to go to families.
So far, the emergency declaration has been for governmental things. I want that expanded to include individual assistance, which our people desperately need.
Appalachian Regional Healthcare launched a relief drive in response to the recent flooding. WYMT's Amelia Lee spoke with those instrumental in flood relief efforts about what they are asking for.
Heartwarming.
I'm very proud to be part of an organization that helps support the community and helps support the people of my community.
And heartbreaking.
It's tough. I mean, it's tough to see my employees or the people in the community that's happened to have the need.
A situation that is all too similar to the July 2022 flood. Appalachian Regional Healthcare opened its distribution center during that flood, then continued to help North Carolina after the effects of Hurricane Helene, and now coming together once again for the Commonwealth.
It's sad to know that our region has been hit hard again, but it's also very comforting to know that there are so many people that are bringing supplies to us from all over.
Right now, one of the biggest donation requests is bottles and jugs full of water.
We are very limited on water right now, so that is definitely a need. Basic supplies.
Still in the beginning stages of collecting items, as some folks walk in bringing donations.
We are just here to take in any supplies that we can and get those out to the people that are affected.
If you are able to help, officials with ARH say you can go to their donation centers in Hazard, Prestonsburg, and Lexington.
We're here for the community. I mean, we've had over 70 employees staying in our hospital overnight for the past few nights to help provide. It's just a tough time.
In Hazard, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
WYMT and our sister station WKYT are partnering with ARH. We have more information on the flood relief drive on our website, WYMT.com. 2 minors from Clay County are facing charges after they reportedly vandalized property on Harlan County Public School grounds. The arrest comes following an investigation that started back on December 20th. Officials with Harlan County Schools say the soccer complex, a field house, and school buses were vandalized near Kaywood Elementary. The minors were charged with criminal mischief and were taken to the Breathitt County Juvenile Detention Center. In Laurel County, a semi-truck caught on fire yesterday morning on I-75 South. The Laurel County Fire Department says the fire started from the brakes on the semi's trailer. And as you can see on the screen, the fire spread to the rest of the truck. Officials say the driver got out safely and no one was hurt. Lawmakers returned to Frankfort to resume the second part of the legislative session yesterday. At one point during the session, a Senate committee pushed through a bill that would crack down on the vaping industry in Kentucky. Right now, the Tobacco 21 law prohibits the sales of vapes and e-cigarettes to anyone under the age of 21. However, reports find there are 1 in 10 middle schoolers and 1 in 5 high schoolers who report using e-cigarettes.
As you're heading out the door, those temperatures are quite cold, so a winter coat is definitely needed. We're talking teens for most of the area, seeing some places hitting the upper 20 degree range. We're looking at 28 as you're traveling towards Middlesboro and 27 for Harlan and Jonesville. Colder as you're traveling more towards the north, 14 degrees in Jackson and in Moorhead. We'll head into the forecast highs. We'll be getting into the upper 20s for most of the area, but as we travel more towards the south, seeing the low 30s for those high temperatures. Now, satellite and radar is showing that we still have some snow in the region, especially as you're traveling more towards that Tennessee-Virginia line in Middlesboro and Harlan. Now, we'll continue to watch the snow chances as we're going through the next couple of hours. But if you're heading off to the bus stop, here's what you need to know. Temperatures are in the teens for most of the area. Seeing that snow still, but by the time you head home, temperatures will be a little bit warmer in the low to mid 20s, and some places seeing a break from that snow. Caroline.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:39. Still to come on Mountain News this morning, Mindy Kaling is shining on as she joined a long list of celebrities who own a star on the Walk of Fame.